PAX update is brought to you by Netflix.
Max Scoville here at Rev3 Games, and I am at PAX Prime 2013 in Seattle. It's day one. The doors opened just mere moments ago, but I got in early because I'm a journalist. And the first place I went was the Microsoft booth, which is where I am now, and I got a chance to play a handful of Xbox One games, which I actually didn't get to check out the Microsoft booth at all at E3, so this is kind of cool for me. This is some new stuff. The first game I looked at was Ryse, which is, of course, the gladiatorial, Roman warrior game, which is running on, it's a Crytek game, it's running on CryEngine. Very pretty game. The mode I was playing is gladiatorial mode, where it's a co-op mode where you're one of two, Roman dudes in the Colosseum, and you're proceeding to stab and, fight a lot of guys. You get your shield and your sword. I don't know what to say about this game. I'm not super impressed with it. It didn't immediately blow me away. It's very pretty. It definitely looks like a next-gen game, and it's kind of cool to see that. Just that kind of, that satisfaction of being like, that's why we care about this new stuff at face value. Just the shallow part of it. It's very pretty. Gameplay-wise, it wasn't quite as satisfying as I was hoping. There's a lot of shield bashing and stabbing with swords. What's kind of cool is as you're playing this gladiatorial mode, you've got an audience because you're in the Colosseum, so you've got all these people watching, and you've got to keep kicking ass so you keep them entertained. You've got this little meter at the top of the screen, and you're trying to keep it on enraptured. You're trying to keep the crowd just so pleased that they're going to throw money at you, and you're going to use that money, of course, to upgrade your character. But if you suck, they'll start throwing fruit at you, which I think is pretty amusing. Anyway, This is, it's an Xbox One launch title, and it's about Roman gladiators who have swords. That's pretty much it. After that, I went and I checked out Forza 5. FIVESA. Sorry, I had to. It's one of those things. What do you expect? It's a very beautiful, very sexy car game. If you like cars, this is your Dead or Alive beach volleyball. All the cars are very shiny. It's got that lovely rewind feature where if you're screwing up at a race, you can just back it up and pick up where you left off. What's really interesting about this is I got a chance to experience the new Xbox One controllers sort of force feedback on the triggers, which is new. They got the vibration on each trigger, which gives you feedback based on how you're driving. So if you accidentally maybe happen to hit a turn going full speed in your McLaren and you sort of kind of drift onto gravel, you're going to feel that on your pedal finger, which is, it's new. It's kind of cool. I'm excited to see what people do with this in games in the future. It's palpable feedback. So we got the beat 'em up, the car game, and then of course there's the fighting game, which is Killer Instinct, which I'm so into. I'm sorry, I'm a big, giant, stupid 11-year-old, but Killer Instinct was my jam back in 4th grade. I loved it on Super Nintendo. I was super into it. I know it's kind of a dumb game. It's definitely got that kind of 90s loud and stupid to it. And I'm very happy that loud and stupid has returned in the form of the announcer, who is back from the original game, and he's still hyper, ultra, mega. And it's familiar characters like Saberwolf and Jago and Glacius. It is exactly the level of it's very button mashy. I'm not particularly good at fighting games, and I was just kind of I was having a good time. And this, of course, is a free-to-play game, which is something that I think a lot of people are wary of, but I like the model that they're using, where you're going to have one character that's free to play in rotation, so that character changes, over time, and you can buy additional characters for $5 a piece, or you can buy 8 of the first lineup or whatever, the full roster, 8 characters for $20, which is pretty decent for a next-gen fighting game. And if you want to go all out, you can pay $40 and get the Ultra Mega Combo Pack, or the Combo Breaker Pack, I think, which is it's all 8 characters, all the costumes, all the color. You can make Glacius pink or whatever, and then of course you get the original Killer Instinct. I gotta say, I'm pretty into this. It's exactly the level. It's a casual fighter. I'm sure that there are going to be people playing it hardcore, but for me, it's going to be me beating the crap out of my drunk friends as a werewolf. So, if it costs me $5 to do that, I'm cool with that. Then, of course, I checked out one little game you might have heard of. It's called Titanfall. Have you heard about Titanfall? Because it's a game where yes, Titanfall. There's a man shouting Titanfall. It's holy shit. You get a jetpack, and you can jump up the sides of buildings, and then you get a robot. You already know this. Yeah, I would say the hype is pretty validated. It's a lot of fun. It's extremely fast-paced. I typically suck at shooters, even when playing at events in the public. What's always frustrating is, going to play, Call of Duty Ghosts, for instance. They're like, if you're real good, you get a dog that'll go kill things for you, which is great if you're good enough to kill 5 people in a row. However, in this, getting a giant robot that you can use to kill things isn't based on how good you are. You just kind of have to survive for a certain amount of time, and then they're like, hey, your Titan's ready, and it comes plummeting down, and you get to get into it, and then you launch rockets and stuff, and it's really, really fun. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot to say about Titanfall. The traversal is crazy. It's fast-paced. You're jumping over stuff, and then you get in a robot, and then if someone else is in a robot, you have to punch them in the face with your robot. God, video games are great. So obviously the games I checked out, with the exception of Titanfall, are all launch titles for the Xbox One, and I know that a lot of people were kind of like, brah, 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 we hate Xbox One, and there was a lot of bad noise about it, and then Microsoft backed down about a lot of policies, and now it seems like we got two new consoles that are pretty evenly matched, and they have different launch lineups, and they're probably going to wind up getting a lot of the same games, but I gotta say, you know, Killer Instinct, the game where the werewolves and the ninjas can fight with the ice aliens, and the guy shouts awesome at you, it does kind of want to make me, you know, buy this $500 box. But anyway, we're going to check out lots of other stuff here at PAX. It's just the first day. This is my very first video. I want to go play some PS4. I want to go play some indie stuff, go play some PC games, and just run around and talk to people. Stay tuned right here for the rest of our coverage. We're going to have a great time. I'll see you guys around.
We're having a blast running around at PAX right now, but when it's over, there's a very good chance we're all going to go home and veg out with Netflix. As I'm sure you guys are aware, Netflix offers unlimited streaming movies and TV episodes directly to just about anything with a screen and an internet connection, whether it's a Mac, PC, tablet, smartphone, 360, PS3, Wii U, Vita, so on and so forth. If you're in the need for some post-convention recovery entertainment, why not check out Netflix for yourself? Just head to netflix.com/rev3games and sign up for a free 2-week trial today. Every sign-up helps support our show, so just go to netflix.com/rev3games.